Hello. All right, we've already made it to Unit 3. So you made it through your first unit of the semester. Good job. Keep up the good work, okay? So Unit 3, Lesson 2 is all about adjacent angles. All right? And so there's going to be a lot of information in this unit that's all definition based. Okay? It's like you have to understand the definitions in order to do the problems. Okay? So if I were you, I'd keep like a running record, right? Like write these notes down, including the definitions. Okay? So if you need to pause the video right now, write the stuff down that's on the screen, go for it. Okay? So adjacent means the relationship of two angles that share a vertex and a side. So let's talk about angles for a second. So here you can see there's two angles that are smushed together, or maybe you saw it as one angle with a line in the middle, which creates two angles. Okay? So the angle is this space in between the two, the rays that are forming it. So this is a ray. A ray is a type of line, basically, where there's an end point on one side, but then it goes on forever going the other direction. Okay, so that's what a ray is. Vertex, well, that's where they meet. That's like the corner of them. Okay, so those are all things to keep in mind. But these two, they are adjacent angles, okay, because they share a vertex and they share a side. So that would be this one. They both this side makes up both of those angles. Okay, so that's what makes them adjacent. They're smushed together. All right, that's one way to think about it. So let's go into some examples, okay? As always, the first two are from your practice, which for today, that's on page 11 of your lesson. So number one, how many angles are adjacent to DOC? So first off, let's find angle DOC. All right, that's this one here, DOC. That middle letter is always the vertex. Okay, so when you're naming an angle, it's always the middle letter, so like DO, the O is in the middle because it's the vertex. So that's DOC. And how many angles are adjacent to that angle? Well, let's look at them, and I'm going to use some different colors. We know that they have to be smushed up against each other, right? So here's one. You might have seen that right away. EOD. That's our first one. Okay, so there's one. Here's another one. Right? That one is smushed up against it, or it shares this side. Okay, and they all share that vertex. So there's another one. But then there's actually one more, and I'm going to use let's see, I'm going to use, what color do I want to use? I'm trying to think of something that would stand out compared to everything else. Try red. But there's one more angle, and maybe you can see it. Try it. Like maybe pause the video and try to find the third angle, because there's a third one. And it's this one here. So there's COA. That is also an angle. All right, so that's that third one. So there's three altogether. I'll list them off so maybe you can see them. EOD, and then we had COB, and then we also had COA. So there's our three that are adjacent to DOC. Okay? With number two, we're going to use our definitions and our understanding of angles to solve for an angle measure. Okay? So this entire angle, okay, the outside angle, is 80 degrees. That's what this line is representing. It's saying this whole thing right here is 80 degrees. Then we know that this one here is 54. Well, if 54 added to S is equal to 80, then we just have to solve for angle S, right? Hopefully that makes sense, right? These added together give us the full angle of 80 degrees. So in order to solve, we need to take away the 54, okay, and we can even use our understanding of equations to help us get there at least the way I have it set up right now. We didn't have to use an equation, but it's helpful. 54 minus 54 is 0, so those cancel. On the left, we're left with S, which is good. That's our variable. That was our goal, was to figure out what is angle S equal to. And then we just need to do 80 minus 54. Maybe you can do that in your head, right? And even counting up towards 80. From 54 to 60, that's 6. I'm going to hold that in my brain. And then 20 more gets me to 80. So 26 degrees would be the measurement of angle S. And to be even more official, we could say the measure of angle S. That's how you could write that. Okay, that's kind of like shorthand. Okay, oh, and I'm sorry about my dog. This is number 3 from your quick check. Okay, similar concept. So the measure of angle ABD is 60 degrees. That's this one here. Okay, ABD, 60 degrees. And the measure of angle ABC is 155 degrees. What is the measure of angle DBC? So that's this one here we're looking for. We don't know that measurement yet. Okay, so to solve that, you could set up an equation like we did, but really it's just that 155 minus 60, which gets us down to 95 degrees. And that's it. That's all you're doing with that in your brief introduction to adjacent angles. If you need more support on this lesson, as always, just let me know.